This is a Thinking of Playing video. This is Civil War Brigade series. The game is Champion Hill. And this video is going to start with all things fire combat. So this is chapter 20 from the rules, series rules, fire combat. So during the fire combat phases, one player may fire any of his units he desires individually or in conjunction. Then the opposing player may do likewise. Okay, for each target hex, this will be the target hex here. In this target hex here, it's a clear hex at elevation 2. In this hex, we have a Confederate brigade, Reynolds Brigade, Stevenson's division, and his starting fire level is AAB, and his morale is C. That's the target hex. The firing player will be the Union player. Identifies all firing units. So 2 hexes away from Reynolds Brigade is a Union Brigade. And this is Benton's Brigade, Carr's Division, or 1st Brigade, 14th Division, 13th Corps. And Benton's Brigade fire level is AB, and morale is B. So the Union player identifies as firing unit. So target hex, firing unit. Okay, on the fire point tables, cross-reference each firing unit's current fire level or gun points with the range to the target to find the fire points that each unit creates. So in this case, we have one Union Brigade in line, and we'll figure out how many fire points it generates against this target at range 2. Fire level is AB, so I think that this will, still haven't gotten confirmation, but I think this is treated as fire level A unit at a range of 2. It's not a plus weapon unit. We know that because Benton's counter here, Benton's counter does not have that plus on the top left corner of the counter. So as an A fire level shooter, range 2 generates 2 fire points. Now we're going to find the fire points column 2 right here on the fire combat table. We're going to look for and see if any of the combat table modifiers as column shifts apply. Each line is used only once, even if multiple conditions on the line are true. -1 upslope or extreme slope. In either case, fire must be at a lower elevation than target. This does not apply, but we will just get in our mind what we have here. We have, again, Benton's division in our brigade in line at this level 2 clear hex, firing at Reynolds Brigade over here, also in a clear hex, also at elevation 2. Between them is elevation 1. So basically, this is a slope going down, and this is a slope going up. And so the brigades are facing off against each other, basically across a dip, basically a dip of 1 elevation. But in any case, this one doesn't apply. The Union soldiers are not firing up slope. They're not firing up slope from a lower elevation. Target is in sunken road or trench. No, it's not nighttime. 1 or more fires is low ammo. No. Target is column. Limbered, flank, disorganized, or routed. So if Reynolds Brigade was in column, if Reynolds Brigade was disorganized or routed, then we would apply +2 column shifts. If it were a mounted target, it's not. So mounted targets are easier to hit. -3 defenders combat in close defenders fire in close combat if attacked from a flank. Okay, let's but we don't have that, so actually none of the column shifts apply. So we're rolling on the 2 column, 2d6. This is the union roll here. So we take the 2 large red die, and we have a total of 9, which is the result we're looking for on the fire combat table. 9 at column 2 is a 1. 1. So up here, fire combat table notes, a number equals number of casualties. So we know that Reynolds Brigade is going to take 1 casualty, straggler check, and morale check. 1, okay. So the little red die is used for half results, which we didn't have. We had a solid 1 result, not a half. But this is for the straggler though. So we know this yellow die is a 4, and we even remember from last time, look at our straggler table, before any rounding, that was a solid 1 result. Morale must be the morale of the target, right? Reynolds again is a C. C morale, die roll of 4. 4, C is 1, so 1 straggler. So die roll modifiers, so more stragglers if the unit's disorganized, mounted, or hit on the flank, and even more stragglers if the unit's routed from a wrecked brigade or fires at night, etc., etc. Yeah, okay, so 1. So Reynolds would take 1 casualty and 1 straggler as 2 losses. The 2 losses equal 1 casualty, 1 straggler. Okay, and then we still have, so that was the straggler check, and we still have the morale check. So the morale table, yep, morale check. Okay, so again, Reynolds is a C unit, C morale unit. C morale unit. Any morale table modifiers apply. Sunken road trench, no. Unlimited artillery, no. Leaders, no. Low ammo, no. Shaken, disorganized at night, wrecked brigade. Close combat, no. Column, limbered, flank, target, wrecked brigade, wrecked division, routed. So none of them apply. So we take the 42 black and white die, decimal, black 10s, white 1s, so 42. 42 on the C line, 42, no effect, just barely no effect. If it had been 1 more, it would have been shaken, but no effect. So no effect other than the 1 loss and 1 straggler. Okay, we'll go over a bunch of odds and ends here. First, plus weapons. It's been mentioned. I haven't seen any units yet in Champion Hill that are plus weapon units, but maybe there are a few hidden in there. Maybe there are some optional units. I don't know. But plus weapons are weapons fielded by infantry and cavalry units during the war, which permitted a superior amount of firepower. Things like repeaters, magazine-fed weapons, and breech loaders. Back to the fire combat table, you have a nice little graphical reminder that if the die roll result is an 11 or 12, mark all small arms firing units with a low ammo marker. So if that had been an 11 or 12, we would take a, if I can quickly find it, oh, there it is. So they're red, they're, in this game anyways, they're red counters, low ammo. There. Low ammo. So if, again, if Benton's brigade had rolled an 11 or 12 against Reynolds, we would mark him low ammo. Low ammo, a status of being low on ammunition in small arms units, which causes them to begin saving ammo by firing less and saving rounds for closer targets. Okay, so what are the actual effects of a unit marked low ammo? Units marked as low ammo may not fire at range 2, so they can only fire in the same hex in close combat in range of 1. They have a down 1 modifier for the morale table. And they have a back 1 column shift for any fire combats to which they contribute. But if several brigades with low ammo are combining, there's still only a total column shift of 1 to the left. Units never actually run out of ammo, and additional low ammo results are no effect. So roll on the leader loss table for every leader in the target hex. So if the leader Walker was located in the same hex with Reynolds when the Union soldiers of Benton's brigade fired on them, on the leader loss check table, if stack takes a casualty, roll 2 dice for each leader in the stack. Roll a 5 for Walker. 3 to 10, no effect. But a 2 is leader killed. 11 or 12 is leader is wounded. Okay, if a leader is killed or wounded, they're removed from play. Leaders who become casualties must be replaced. Corps commanders are replaced by the senior division commander based on the rank on the counter, owning player's choice in ties. So a Walker is a 2-star leader there. Okay, Army commanders are replaced by the available Corps commanders as noted in the game rules. Division commanders are replaced by generic brigade leaders. Replace all leader losses immediately. Replaced by generic brigade leader. His flip side, replacement with a leader rating of 1. Okay, note that in later versions of this series, the backs of division commanders are printed with the replacement leader marked up for that command. Okay, so that is Walker's replacement leader. As indicated, as suggested there. All right. Corps and Army leaders have generic backs. If a division commander is promoted to fill a vacancy, use the generic replacement back of the Corps leader to fill the divisional position until the divisional leader is eliminated and the correct back is now available. Okay. When a division commander becomes a casualty, the divisional replacement must appear stacked with another unit of the same division that is not in the same hex. If no such unit is available, the replacement appears where the leader was lost. Corps and Army leaders are not normally replaced by generic replacements, and their replacements, other on-map leader units, must move from where they are to their new duty position during regular movement. And finally, it looks like if the target unit sustains enough losses through casualties and stragglers to drop to a lower fire level, so a unit counter with no marker like this, no fire level marker, is assumed to be an A level fire. So if Reynolds took enough losses to be dropped down to a B level fire, you take the B fire level marker and place it underneath his brigade marker like that to show that he's now a B fire. And then on the flip side is a C fire level for use in the same way.